Hi, welcome to my evolutionary fitness channel, Train, Don't Strain. I'm Mountain Jace. This is the 5th video in my Concise Foundations of Fitness series. In it, I hope to show you that cheat training, sitting staring at your phone for 90% of your gym time, and never taking your muscles into the debilitation zone is what failure looks like. Conversely, training my evolutionary way is the surest path up to your peak fitness goals. So, we're now at the starting line of our climb to new fitness heights. We know, as explained in episode 2, that all that matters to get a muscle bigger and stronger is relative weight. That is, the amount of force that is held in the fibres of one isolated muscle, without it leaking out into nearby bones and other muscles. Equally, you know that the aim is to illuminate as many lights for as long as possible up and down the stairway to heavenly gains. The whole of video 3 introduced this vitally important concept. We also know that to generate deep 3D performance enhancements, you have to begin the next training set whilst the fibres torn in the last are still out of action, which forces the body to call up a new battalion of reserve fibres, as explained in video 4. Anyway, time is precious, so let's just jump straight in to today's evolutionary enhancement. Here's the crucial element to take on board, and it might be a controversial one, but only with those that are inexorably locked in the past. There's no other way to say it, but you're wasting your time doing warm-up sets. Since our days on the African savannah, we've had to be on high alert to either run or fight for our lives. Our bodies have evolved to respond accordingly. A Neanderthal never grunted at a hunting saber-toothed tiger, "Can you please give me a few minutes before you pounce? I just need to do some very light, jerky leg warm-ups before I try to make good my escape." So, unless you literally just came out of coma, going into gym, changing into your rich piano gear, etc., is enough warm-up for everyone. Sure, top-ranked athletes who starve their bodies to the precipice of exhaustion whilst pushing their muscles to the absolute limit, and do so almost every day of the year, gain from warming up and down, especially when explosive movement is required. But for the rest of us mere mortals who squeeze in a gym session 3 to 4 times a week, it's a complete and total waste of what could have been productive muscle building time. After all, we all live busy lives. We make trade-offs in terms of seeing friends, doing household chores, staying late at work, etc. all the time. The name of the game, when it comes to then sculpting a wonderfully functional physique, is to get the most return from the least amount of time, but not effort. So, just doing away with this relic of gym BS will not only free you up to train additional muscle groups each visit, but more importantly still, it'll help you focus your mind and body to train in a way that cuts out all the fluff and takes you straight to where you need to be, taking your muscles deep into the debilitation zone. As an aside, gym injuries don't come from training cold. Your body is a comfortable 37 degrees C to start with. No, they happen when people use weights that are far too heavy for one of their muscles to contain on its own. And as such, the excess force leaks out into nearby joints, bones, tendons, and adjoining muscles. It's at these bottlenecks that stuff goes wrong. And doing a crappily executed series of warm-up jerks, followed by sitting around for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, does nothing to avoid this fate. So, what's next? You know the part of the body that you're going to hit, and which machine you're going to use to achieve this task. As just discussed, there's no need to do anything other than jump straight in. The first thing you have to do is choose your optimal weight, and it's actually the most important bit of your workout. Indeed, it's at this point that the die is cast as to whether you ultimately succeed or fail. Let me define optimal. It's the amount that a single muscle, be it a bicep, tricep, chest, or quad, can execute between 7 to 10 repetitions whilst adhering to the principles of the Stairway to Heavenly Gain system. If you take a weight that requires you to spread its force onto bones, other muscles, or seesaw your body mass to make it move, then it's game over. There's no way of training that muscle into the debilitation zone, and therefore no way to earn performance enhancements over time. For most people who want to evolve into a more advanced way of training, I would suggest it actually lies somewhere between 30 and 40% below the amount you're currently using. Less is most certainly more when you're training the evolutionary way. Before I go, I want you to look out for something when you next work out. Indeed, you may be doing it yourself. See how many people do 4, 5, perhaps even 6 sets on a particular piece of equipment. And take note also of what weight they use on the last one compared to the first. And then think about why it could be that they are doing the exact opposite of what makes evolutionary sense. And in the process, cheating themselves out of a better future. See ya on the next stage of the Mountain Jay's climb to peak fitness.